Okay, that's a voice. Is the this would be a funny cold open. Anyway, hello everyone, and we're back with another bonus episode of Bookish Babbles with returning guest Gaby. Woo!
Woo! Hi guys.
Yeah, we had some minor technical difficulties, but it's all good. We're all here now.
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
Literally. We're alive, people.
Yes, we're
We're
alive.
alive.
Everything's good. I feel like I'm going crazy because now I am working full time and running this podcast. It's fun. I don't know how people do this and have a family. I can barely take care of myself.
Literally, I relate to that so hard.
Yep.
People having kids is whoever who's listening who has kids, I already admire you. Kids are hard.
hmm And also, and I've only had a couple people because when you work with the public it's always interesting, but I've only had a couple people tell me that solar panels are a conspiracy theory, that the government will track them or it'll summon aliens. I don't know.
What?
Listen, people be crazy.
I mean, that's
People believe
true.
strange things. So
I mean, that's
tell
true.
people like, hey, you want to save some money on your electricity bill? Because, I work in sales for a solar company, and they're like, no, I don't believe in solar. It'll summon aliens. Okay, the alien one is very rare, but I do encounter a lot of objections, and it can be interesting.
I mean, but at the same time, it's an odd kind of like answer. So, I mean, that makes your job quite fun.
Yeah.
Not in every single job you get to talk about aliens.
And then last Saturday, because I work Tuesdays to Saturdays, so my weekends are now Sundays and Mondays, so it completely throws me off now whenever like tonight on Sunday, it's basically my Saturday night where I'm like, woo, and the rest of my family's talking about work and school tomorrow, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Oh yeah.
Not me.
Yeah. Like, I got tomorrow off. I can do all my big girl errands on Mondays now.
Yes.
Yes, I do things like go to the bank or the post office or doctor's appointments, that type of thing. Anyway, not what we're talking about. We're not talking about solar panels. I do that enough during my workday on the clock when I'm getting paid. I'm not getting paid right now, so I don't need to talk about solar right now. Though I still do encourage people to get solar if they can, because it's good for the planet. Anyway, so today we are doing the finally fall book tag because the weather's finally getting colder. We're feeling the crisp chill in the air, at least here in New England, and it is witchy season, so we're gonna do fall-ish book tag. And also, surprise Gaby, the drink's the ice on the drink is melted now because of the delay, but I made a fall themed drink for myself.
It's so nice.
Yeah, it is just like, it was very minimal effort. I just grabbed whatever canned apple cider was being sold at the liquor store, and I put ice and cut up apple in it, and I added a little too much cinnamon and sugar into it, but that's fine.
That sounds amazing. And I'm so jealous to whoever lives in places that actually have trees that change color. Because personally, I love seeing trees just completely orange and shades of red and shades of yellow. I just think that it's beautiful.
Yes.
However, where I live, there's one weather, which is slightly hot. So like seasons, water seasons, literally. It's like the beginning of summer weather the entire year. Where I live, Christmas sweaters are done for a fashion statement and not really for cold. So, whoever's enjoying the chill, the changing leaves, the gorgeous scenery, pumpkins, and the whole autumn vibes, and like finally fall vibes, I highly envy you.
that we saw the leaves changing when I was driving down the highway this morning because Bubba and I took her gambling, so we noticed all
That
the leaves changing as we were driving.
that is so nice. And also fall, like what's your favorite season? Mine is fall,
I
so what's
mean,
yours?
yeah, fall because Halloween, witchy, magical times. Like as a kid, I loved Halloween because all the Halloween themed Disney Channel original movies would play on the air, so I would
Yes.
watch them over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I've been busy all week and tired all the time because again doing this and working a full-time job, but I need to watch the new Hocus Pocus movie, but first I want to rewatch the old one and then jump into the new one because yeah.
Yes,
and,
definitely.
and I visited Salem and that was so cool to see
I am so envious. Ah,
the vlog.
Salem.
I made a vlog. It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I know, I've seen it, but still, so jealous.
Yep. And I did make the joke when we saw Allison's house from a Hocus Pocus. I was like, "Hey, what do you think of my house, guys?" That was the first time I ever watched a movie where one of the main characters had the same name as me. So I was like, "Woo!"
Ah, yes. I mean, that's okay. That is a great movie to have a name similar to.
Mhm.
My case is High School Musical because the leading lady is called Gabriela Montes and
Mhm.
mine is Gabriela Manuel. So imagine the teasing.
Mm.
And also I sing. So
It's
imagine the
perfect.
teasing. And it's not perfect. Imagine the teasing. They're
Oh
like, "All
yeah.
right, High School Musical." I was like, seriously? So I had to hate slightly for a while High School Musical. However, Hocus Pocus is such a good movie that it's impossible to hate. It has everything.
I mean, Allison's obsessed with witches. I
I
am
mean,
too. So.
yes, and you both have a specific, like a very, like you're obsessed with witches, but also you have like a very good hand in like knowing what's right, like what's real and what isn't. So I mean, she is the only one who's like literally smart. If she had not taken like the salt,
Yeah,
I
she and
mean,
Max would be.
she's the reason everyone's still
I
alive.
know. It's like she told you, Max, not to light the candle, and what do? You thought that would impress her when she was literally telling you not to?
I know, and maybe because I read this theory, but a lot of people are saying that maybe she was actually, in fact, a white witch because
Oh yeah, because
she,
Winnie calls her that.
exactly, not only that, she knew that the candle was a real thing.
Mm-hmm,
Two, she tried to warn Max not only to believe in witches, but to not mess with things he doesn't like with the unknown.
mm-hmm,
She knew exactly what like the museum was. She knew exactly and the different names of the sisters.
mm-hmm.
She was able to grab the book and the book opened its eye with her.
Oh,
She was able to open the book, which is not normal.
yep.
She knew about salt and others like slight rituals,
Mm-hmm,
and Winnie told her that she was a white witch. And also, it's odd. Max and his little sister were when like Winifred's praise, but she never tried to make her a prey, if you notice.
mm-hmm. That's true.
She was never a prey. She
Mm-hmm.
grabbed Max, she grabbed the little girl, but she left Alyson alone. Why?
Mm.
If technically she would be fair game. She's young, she's a woman, and I mean, she was actually the reason why the other two were still alive. If you want to get to the other two, you have to pretty much get rid of your obstacle. In this case, would be Alyson, but they never did.
So what you're saying is we need an Allison spinoff.
Exactly, or at least an explanation. It's like, what's up with the White Witch?
Yep. Okay. Disney, are you listening? Commission a writer, me, to write a book about Allison to go along with all your Hocus Pocus lore.
I mean, yes. And also, I mean, Allison's family had been in Salem for
Yeah.
decades. Allison's family had been in Salem for decades. And her parents, every single All Hallows Eve, had a party on their own.
Mm-hmm.
that was completely different to the town's party. So, hey, what's up with that?
Hmm. I mean, I always just assumed snooty rich people, but
Is it only normal rich people, or are there the founding families of
ooh,
Salem?
that's true. She is rich, and it's always the founding families that are rich in communities. And Ray is running around causing chaos upstairs now.
Oh no, right now, the one who, okay, guys, if you hear like a sly dog barking in the background, it's my dog.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Ray's just like running, like my dad's clearly gotten her riled up. Anyway, let's do the
gonna,
book tag.
yes, we have to.
Okay, so
Oh,
okay, so
finally fall book tag.
yep. Okay, so this tag was created by someone, but their video has been like privated or they're no longer available, so I can't link it down below, but I will link down Peruse Project's video because hers is the one I watched to prepare for this episode. Okay. So all the questions are fall themed, obviously. So question number 1. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a very vivid setting.
I mean, because it's fall and it's all the witching hour, I have to go with Harry Potter.
I know it's hard not to say that one.
It's really hard. J.K. Rowling, despite all the
Yeah, yeah.
what's it called?
Her awfulness.
No, or all her recent scandals.
Mhm.
Um, we have to say we have to give it her to her. She wrote a great book.
Mhm.
She really did create the entire like Howard's world.
Yep. Ah. I am currently using my straw, trying to use my straw as a fork now to try to eat one of the apples in my drink. Don't mind me. This is why this is not a visual medium, guys. It's not cute or Instagram worthy. But yeah, we're saying Harry Potter. Sorry.
Harry Potter. Oh, I have to say also the selection series
Mm.
from a by Kira class.
Mm-hmm.
Akira or Kiera?
I think it's Kira.
I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
But the selection series, great setting.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And also, I would have to say, okay, I have two.
Okay.
The Night World series
I haven't read that one.
by L.J. Smith. It's okay, it's different stories and they're all supernatural. Okay, fall, witching hour. So we're
Yeah.
still in that realm of type
Mm-hmm.
of books. So pretty much it talks about the night world where witches, vampires, shapeshifters, they're all into the night world and they cannot obviously tell the human world about it.
Mm-hmm.
However, these books are usually made by three different stories and it's three different characters. So every single story, it's a story in itself,
Mm-hmm.
and they all connect in the end because there's four people that will pretty much prevent the end of everything.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because they awakened like ancient long lost powers. So it's very, very cool. And have you read the Trial like series by Amanda Hocking?
I have not.
You have to. If you like the selection,
Mm.
if you like those sort of books, you will like it. And
Listen,
it's
I
about
have a
trolls.
sort of love-hate relationship with the selection, so
Well, this is not love and hate. This is okay. Within the magical creatures type of books, trolls are usually forgotten.
it's true.
And this is a book about trolls. And they are cool. They can they can like play with the elements. And it talks about the changelings, which is when a child is swapped for a troll baby
Mm-hmm.
in order for the troll to gain not only the money that the child would have like the human child would have gotten, but also bring back protection like from the trolls. And there's different tribes. It's actually a great series. Strong female leading lady. I think you will really like them. They're
Okay.
by Amanda Hocking.
Okay. What did I?
Yes. What about yours? Tell me. Tell me.
Okay,
Tell me.
so I only wrote one because I was trying not to go with like Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, or like Shadowhunters, because those are I can make those answers for just about any question basically. But anyway, so the one I chose was
I
The
mean,
Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern. Have you ever read that one?
no, I haven't. I have to.
It's really good. Like just like reading it for the atmosphere of the story is so good. Like the setting, like the night circus feels like its own character. Like it is a fictional place I want to go to as much as I want to go to Hogwarts, because like each tent has something magical going on inside. These two wizards, what are their names? Because I haven't read this in so long. Sophie and Marco or Marcus, I forget what the main guy's name is, but they're two wizards that their parents have basically been like, they're going to be in a magical competition, and the night circus is their competition because they're trying to one up each other with all their creations for the night circus. But of course they end up falling in love as well, so complicated. And but like I said, like you can, like, just reading Aaron Morgenstern's descriptions in that book, it's like you can like hear the crowd, you can smell the food being cooked in the night circus. It's so good. And her other book, I had that same kind of magical feeling. The Starless Sea. I think I might prefer the Night Circus, but I don't know. I'd have to reread them both. But I enjoy both of her books, so I'll read anything she puts out.
I mean, that I will have to read both books. You have a great taste in books, so definitely I'll go hit them up.
Yeah. Although heads up, the Starless Sea is definitely a book. The Night Circus, I'd say, is more for like the general public. The Starless Sea is a little like fantastical in a weird sense. Like you have to be in the mood for something weird and fantastical, and I happen to be when I read it, because I know this book isn't for everyone, but it is also a book that celebrates stories, and I'm always a sucker for those. So
That's
it's still a good time. I still had a good time reading that. I think I read it at like the beginning of 2020 when the pandemic started. Oh, that was
that
that was
sounds
an interesting
amazing.
time. Yeah.
So, the second topic, which is
Yes.
nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. You go first.
Okay, so I forgot to write down the author's name, but I feel like most people have heard of this book. But My Dark Vanessa, and yeah, Gabby's nodding. She's heard of this book.
Yes.
So for those of you who don't know, the title sounds familiar. Basically in the book there are two timelines going on. Main character, her name's Vanessa, obviously. When she is a freshman or sophomore in high school, she gets basically into a relationship with her English teacher, and then yeah, and then years later, and then the second timeline is the future, like the present day, when she's an adult kind of reflecting on everything, and there are all these public legal allegations on this teacher now because, surprise surprise, she wasn't the only student he preyed on. And it's very well written, but obviously, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning, look up all the trigger warnings. But the book, it handles the topic in a very like respectful way that doesn't feel like exploitative, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's well written, has a lot of respect and deals with all the nuances and complexities that, especially how Vanessa feels about everything. And yeah, it's a heavy book to read, but it's also a really good book to read if you're in the right mindset, obviously, because if you're not in the right mindset to read that book, don't do it. But it's not trauma porn either.
That's good because sometimes with books that talk about loss or grief, it's sometimes like too much. It's too heavy.
I mean, this isn't like grief in the traditional sense, but obviously still deals with a very heavy topic.
Yeah, and also I believe that writing about grief can also be very, very difficult to do.
Yep. Oh, I just thought of this book that definitely deals with complicated grief, because I just finished reading this book last week, the book that everyone's talking about. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
I mean, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
talk about a
Oof,
book. She also has a sense of humor in the book too, so it's a good time.
it's a great time. And also, it's, I mean, I haven't read it, but I will definitely read it.
Yep. I think Jeanette also does the audiobook for it too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, if she does the audiobook, I'll have to do the audiobook
Yeah.
because I mean, it's a hard, I, well, I haven't read it, but it seems like a hard book to stomach. However, I've read very good reviews about on it, and
Mhm.
apparently she takes it like lightly. She has like a good sense of comedy in it, so
Oh yeah, like she's funny, which obviously, because then it's not surprise she was cast in a sitcom when she was 13.
yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
so not surprising she has a good sense of humor. But yeah, I'm just happy she's in a healthier place now and actually doing living life for herself and not for her mom anymore.
definitely.
Yeah.
The book that I chose for this specific um book tag, I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by
Oh.
Erika L. Sanchez.
Mhm.
Right? It's a good book.
Well, I need to read it, but I will.
You haven't. Okay, it's a
I
great book.
Listen, I there are a lot of books I need to read. There are a lot of shows and movies I need to watch, but my brain only wants to watch Howl's Moving Castle right now, so it's hard.
I mean, it's a great movie. I don't blame you.
Hmm.
But I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erika L. Sanchez. It's a great book because it talks about loss, about Julia. Julia is a Mexican American girl who just lost her older sister. And then through the sister's journal, she figures out that maybe she didn't know her sister as well as she thought she did. So it not only talks about death, as in losing a child or losing a parent, but it talks about the very important and very specific bond and special that is to have like an older sibling. In this case, I am Mexican and I relate to a lot of the things
I can only
around.
imagine.
And I think I heard that apparently a movie's being made.
Hmm.
So I'm really, really excited to see it. I may have auditioned for it. I'm kidding. Uh, Darn it. I would have loved to. But it's a great book, and Erika is a great, I mean, she's a great author. And personally, I thought it was beautifully written and very interesting and very complex, and I really, really liked it. I might have cried a couple times, but
And
I really, really liked it.
we all cry when we read and watch things. It's perfectly normal.
I mean, there's crying and there's like ugly crying that I'm like,
Yeah, my mom. Yeah, I do cry. I rarely ugly cry over books. Of course, my mom walks in on me on the one time I ugly cried over a book.
That is so funny. No, if my dad catches me crying, he literally opens the door of my room, says, "Who do I have to kill?" Or, "What book was it?"
It's like that. It's like that meme with Lisa. Well, no, Marge Simpson's the mom says to Lisa, her daughter, like, "What's the matter, sweetie? Are your fictional characters having a hard time or whatever?"
I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep. Okay. What's the next question? Fall is the back to school season. Name a nonfiction book that has taught you something. Mm,
Nonfiction book.
Yeah, I struggle because I'm like, what nonfiction books have I read other than memoirs? Mm,
I mean,
I've read plenty of memoirs now, but not very many like straight up nonfiction books that I've loved. I have a few on my TBR though, like a lot of true crime ones on my TBR. But anyway, I said Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed. If the name sounds familiar, Cheryl Strayed wrote her memoir Wild, which was turned into a movie starring Reese Witherspoon. I still need to watch the movie because I read Wild and it was really good. But anyway, this book, Tiny Beautiful Things, basically Cheryl used to write for an an advice column like called Dear Sugar, and this is like a collection of all the different letters that were written to her and all of her responses. So it's literally like reading an advice column, but it's so freaking good. Like, because like Cheryl like just has so much like empathy for the people she's answering that you can tell she puts so much thought into it. Like it isn't just like a, oh, just be yourself kind of basic advice. Like she puts thought into it, and she's so compassionate with the people who write to her for advice, and it's so good.
That sounds so interesting. In this one, okay, I'll definitely like look up every single book that you said because
just like when the episode comes out, Gabby's just like listening with a notebook.
literally. Okay, I struggle with a nonfiction one because to me nonfiction is okay, guys, I speak Spanish, so nonfiction, I thought it was like non-supernatural-ish.
Oh,
So I was gonna say Me Before You by Jojo Moyes because
no.
I mean
Well, what
that
did that
taught me
teach you?
that taught me that you cannot save someone that doesn't want to be saved,
Yep.
and that love doesn't have to mean sometimes true love is respecting your partner's decisions even though you don't particularly agree with them, especially about the decisions that's going on around their lives. And that I don't know, it's grief and in this case, sorry, trigger warning, assisted suicide or assisted death is a very, very complex and very difficult topic. And also injuries and yeah. But I mean, it was a great book. Great book. And okay, nonfiction. I do have one. Hitmakers, which is How to Succeed in an Age of Destruction. Derek Thompson.
Interesting.
Have you seen, like, have you read it?
I have not even heard of this.
What? According to this, it's a national bestseller.
Well, listen, I don't know much about the nonfiction. I'm not as in tune with the nonfiction genre as I am with the fiction genre, clearly, other than like some memoirs here and there.
I mean, true. To me, this book was actually, I got this book through my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
He saw it and he was like, "You need it." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And literally it talks about how hits don't come out from nothing. There's no such thing as, oh, it was luck.
Mm-hmm.
So it pretty much it's pretty much talks about how behind every single success there's a secret story that talks about power, influences, transmission systems, passionate followers, and pretty much how, yeah. So it's a great book. And it pretty much taught me, it was like, oh, because everyone thinks it was like, oh, they got fame out of this, like out of the blue, or it was a lucky strike. And it's like, no, every single person is working so hard to get hits. So I don't know, I saw that and I was like, this is great. And to be honest, I haven't been able to finish it because I get my mind blown and I was like, okay, I need to put it back in the freezer for a bit.
Back into, oh wait, another nonfiction book I love, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah. Listen, I've ranted about this before. I don't like most self-help books. In fact, I very, very strongly detest them. But, and of course, you know, working in sales now, I work with a bunch of people who are constantly recommending me self-help books, and I know they mean well, but it's like, okay, but it's like, nope, I don't like them except for a select few, and it's that one, his other book, Everything is Fucked, and this book, Someday is Today by Matthew Dix, which is kind of like a self-help book for creative people, and it's one of the few ones that I approve of because I know the author doesn't come from like a super privileged background, because I hate self-help books written by people who come from these super privileged backgrounds.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and one memoir I will say that I love, because I was trying to think of answers other than memoirs, but Stephen King's On Writing, because duh, it's Stephen King writing a book about writing. Of course, you need to read it. Even though I haven't read very many Stephen King books, I've only read Carrie, and I read half of it, and then I haven't read anything else. But I did buy his new book, Fairy Tale, because that sounds right up my alley.
I mean, yes, no, but I cannot read it. I have a thing against like clowns. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Okay, that is the one movie and one book that I shall not go near.
Oh,
I shall not read it. I shall not watch the movie.
Oh, I've watched the movie multiple times.
Oh no, I watched like a small part, like the beginning when I was a child, and I was like, nope, no.
Yep, I've watched both versions. The one made in the 80s, I think, and then the one that came out recently. Watched them multiple times. I may or may not have written it fan fiction, but we're not gonna confirm or deny that.
You're much braver than me, because I was like, nope. I saw clown. I was like, not.
Funny story about the It movie. Like when the first one came out in like 2017, which was like part one, because when they were all kids. Of course, I was in college. I think I just started my sophomore year. Yeah, because I just turned 20. And me and my group of friends, we all went to see it. And, here in the United States, if a movie is rated R, which this one was, you have to be 17 or above to see it on your own without any parental supervision. Well, me and my friends were in the line opening weekend buying our tickets. My friends get tickets, no problem. But then when it's my turn to buy the ticket, the lady wanted to see my ID. I was 20, guys.
I mean, you do look younger.
but she didn't ask any of my friends. She only asked for mine.
Well, take that as a compliment. You are the fountain of youth walking.
But still, like, I was 20. But I was 7. I was under 17. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, another book around it is called Zen and the Art of Archery.
Ooh.
Which is by Eugene Herrigal.
I thought you were about to say Zen and the Art of Writing by Ray Bradbury.
No. Zen and the Art of Archery.
Okay.
A college professor made me read it. The first 2 times I read it, I was like, what the quack am I reading? Because it literally talks about a guy traveling to Japan to try to learn the art of archery.
Oh.
And the first 2 times I didn't get it. And I was like, why am I reading about archery? Mm-hmm. But once you get it, okay, beautiful, like listeners, I'm not going to tell you what it's about because you will have to read it on your own and figure it out. However, it's one of the books that have changed my life and how I see things and how I pretty much approach any type of art or anything I do, because it is true. It takes at least 10,000 hours to become a pro at something. And it's true that one has to fail miserably 1,000 times before you get it right.
Uh-huh. Yep, that is me with my current job. Right now, I fail so many times a day.
It's a process. You'll get it. You will get it. However, it's a great book, and I highly recommend it. Is it heavy? Maybe. Is it short? Yes, it is short. It's short, guys. But read it. To me, it's like one of the books I was like, what am I reading? And it literally just, when it clicked, guys. Let it click. Give it time to click.
Okay, we should probably move on.
Yes, sorry.
Okay, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people you love. Name a fictional family or household you want to be a part of.
The Weasley family. I'm sorry.
I mean, yes. Who doesn't want to be part of the Weasley family? I'd love to have Ginny as my sister.
I mean, true. Like, literally, book genie.
Yes, book Ginny.
Literally, I love Harry Potter. That was like the Weasleys. I want that family to be my family. It's like, I'm dyeing my hair
Like,
red.
we're all gonna dye our hair red. We're gonna become part of the family. It's gonna be all good.
Woo!
Yep. In this alternate universe, Fred will have lived, so I'll marry him so I can marry into the family.
Like, I'll marry him.
Yep.
Another book family. Okay. I know it's very, 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 very toxic, but I would love to be siblings with Alec and Isabel from the Shadowhunters. Yes, guys. Do I want to have cool like runes and like be kick-ass and like all martial arts? Yes, I want to. Yes, I want to be that part of that family.
You know, the London Institute, that would be a great family too. And so would the Blackthorn family in the Dark Artifices. But anyway, so the answer I said for this, I got two. One is I got spam mail about my blood pressure. I don't care. So let's see. I said Howl's Moving Castle, because specifically the movie. I read the book years ago when I was in like high school, I think, and I enjoyed it, but controversial opinion, guys, the movie's better than the book. Because the characters are like people that I actually want to hang out with and be with in the movie. And Howl is not a jerk like he is in the book. Like, I don't know why. It's been a long time, so maybe I'm misremembering, but I just remember Howl being a little bit of a jerk. But yeah, Howl's Moving Castle, and then the main cast in Sorcery of Thorns. I want to be part of their found family because it is my new favorite book. It will be my favorite book of the year unless something somehow tops it, but Sorcery of Thorns is my favorite thing, and I just got the audiobook so I can reread it.
True. Ooh. Okay, I know it sounds very typical, but a family that is a great book. Guys, I know you
I'm showing Gaby my
see
copy
it.
of Sorcery of Thorns.
Yeah, I know you cannot see it, but it's a gorgeous copy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gorgeous book.
Yes,
okay.
I have this hardcover. I have the paperback that I read the first time, and now I bought the audiobook. So I got 3 copies of this book, guys.
I mean, people who are in charge of making book covers and like book art, I swear to God, I have to give this is a special shout out to them. You guys are doing a great job, and because I mean, a book of a cover, like the cover of a book is like slightly influential on whether someone buys a book or not.
Yep.
So guys, it's like the book industry slightly depends on them for sales.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And also we're getting a companion novella to Sorcery of Thorns coming out in January. So I'm so excited for it because I just want more of these characters, because I don't think I think this will only be a standalone night, because I don't think it's one of those rare instances where like a fantasy story doesn't need to be a series. Like, it's perfect as it is. But I don't mind getting random novellas of these characters every so often because I love them so much. And it's very rare in a fantasy book that I'm in love with the main couple as much as I am with this book. It's amazing. And I'm going to piss off Book Talk by saying this, but it's better than any Sarah J. Maas book out there.
Yes. Ooh, another family would be the Bridgerton family. Written like from the Bridgerton series, written by Julia Quinn. I know, guys, the Netflix series. Yes, everybody wants to be a Bridgerton. However, in the books, they're also quite a cool family.
Should we mention the Crows?
Oh yeah, I mean however, they have a very hard life. I don't want to.
I know.
They're a great family.
Context, I'd love to hang out with them.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Also, have you seen the trailer for season 2?
I haven't. I have to.
Ah! Okay, link to the trailer in the show notes, guys. Again, because we all need an excuse to rewatch the trailer again.
I mean, is it me or like everyone is like, what's your sexuality? And you just present everyone in the cast?
Just hold up a picture of the cast of Shadow and Bone.
Literally. They
Yeah.
found
And,
very,
oh my god,
very
and Jack
cute
looks
humans.
so good as Wylan. Because we got the crows. We got all 6 of the crows now.
I know, and I keep saying they are all very, very like beautiful. They're
I
beautiful
know.
humans.
It's not fair.
I know. It's like, what are your what are your genes? I want your genes.
I know. And then oh, and also we have Nikolai and Tolia and Tamar are look amazing as well.
I know. It's just I'm so excited. I didn't know that the
I'm
trailer was out.
excited. I don't know. Because we know in the book of the original Grisha trilogy, Tolia and Tamar are very like dedicated and loyal to Alina and supporting her. And I know that just has so much more meaning now because they are canonically Shu in the books, and they got the right casting for the show, and now Alina's half Shu. So it's like that. I don't know. That's a whole other side of her heritage in the show she can explore, and she can do that with Tolia and Tamar. So I don't know, just add so much more meaning to this,
I
and I love
know. And I mean, a special shout out to Ben Barnes because he looks
it.
so young and so good. And I keep saying, literally, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And I mean, it's like, I mean, it's amazing. When I was 8 years old, he was in Heartthrob parts, and I am now in my 20s, and he is still
It's
playing
good.
the
That's
Heartthrob.
amazing. I was introduced to Ben Barnes via Narnia Prince Caspian.
Exactly.
Yep, and like the second he rode in and rescued Susan on his horse, I'm like, oh.
I know. Ooh, and okay, because Ben Barnes, he did have a little bit before becoming an actor. He was for a time being in a small boy band called High Rise, and he was actually for the UK in the Eurovision contest, and they didn't get to represent the UK. However, their song, it's great. So, and I didn't know it was him until like I was always a fan of that song. Don't ask me. I live in Mexico. Like, guys, I'm currently in Mexico. Well, visiting family. I don't live in Mexico. However, I'm in Mexico visiting family. Don't ask me how a random girl in Mexico found the song, the runner-up song for a Eurovision contest in like the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me how. But then I found out that it was Ben Barnes, and I was like, oh. So yeah, I'm fangirling hardcore, and like the fact that he also has he put up a CD not long ago. He's a great singer. He's a musician. He's a great actor. He looks very very young.
Yeah.
So
Isn't he like 40 now or something?
yes, he is 40 or 41, I believe. But still,
And
I was like,
what kind of genes do you have, sir? Did you drink something from the fountain of youth? Like, what is happening here?
literally. So special shout out to him for continuing to be every girl's like fantasy man and fantasy.
Not to mention, he is like in the Marauders fandom, he is like the face used for all these fan edits as a young Sirius Black.
Exactly.
It's like him, and then Andrew Garfield's the young Remus Lupin. I think Karen Gillis gets used as Lily.
Yeah.
And I know Timothy Chalamet's used as Regulus Black.
Yes, and the actor from Kick-Ass is used as James.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good times. Anyway, what's the next question?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. It's like talking about very, very cute humans.
Yes, we're very good at getting sidetracked. If you don't know that by now, hi, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome. And also, beauty in humans can never be overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful human is a beautiful human, and beauty in that sense should be celebrated.
Yeah. like the beautiful human I'm with right now.
I mean, yourself, yes, you.
Thank you.
You are gorgeous, my darling. Guys, I know you cannot see her, but she has the best hair I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
The best hair. I'm
I'm very
literally.
tipsy right now. The cider's getting to me. So let's continue. I promise
Yeah.
I'm over the age of 21, guys.
It's like we are like there is legal drinking. It's
And
absolutely it's
I am
legal, guys.
legally allowed to drink, so I can announce it on air. I have a full-time job. I'm getting a 401k once the benefits kick in.
So
Woo!
again, yeah, woo.
I am
So
an adult, kind of. Anyway, what's the next question?
fall is the perfect time for storytelling by the fireplace. Share a book in which someone is telling a story.
All right. I said the Red Pyramid, which is book one in the Kane Chronicles series by Rick Riordan, his most underrated series, because the way the book is set up, it's supposed to be a recording of Carter and Sadie passing the microphone back and forth to each other between chapters to tell this whole story. So it's really good as an audiobook. Like the narrators, because they have the same two narrators for every book, so they do a really good job. And like I said, it's his most underrated series. And last I heard, it's getting a movie adaptation for Netflix, but no updates on that so far. Which, I mean, to be fair, Percy Jackson's kind of overshadowed everything for good reason. Which, by the way, have you seen the trailer for that, Gabby?
I have, and it's amazing.
I know. Okay, I will warn y'all. The second I see Leah as Annabeth for the first time on screen, I will lose my shit. Because yep, Annabeth's a character I've grown up with for so long. Okay, what's your answer?
My answer was originally the never-ending story.
Okay.
Because I sort of remember, but now I'm second guessing myself. It's like, was there a story within a story? I mean, it is a story within a story because the child is being told the story, but then he jumps into the story.
Oh,
So
Princess Bride. That's another one. Sorry, I just thought of that.
true.
Yeah.
But I was like, the never-ending story. How I must confess that I don't think I finished the book. However, I do love the never-ending story, the movie. And I read the book when I was younger. And it's amazing. So a never-ending story.
Here we go.
Because there are a lot of books that have like tiny stories told within the story.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's the narrator tells a story is like
Yeah.
it's I thought I was like this is gonna be so easy, and then looking at all the books I was like I cannot find one.
Yeah, it's like
Hmm. The only thing that I could find is like it's not a story, but it's like letters, and it's ooh, the psychoanalyst, because like welcome to the first day of your death. However, that doesn't count because it's not a story. It's just someone that sends letters.
Ooh, I just randomly thought of one. It's a book I borrowed from the library years ago, but it was interesting because it was written by Gaby and Alyson from BuzzFeed. They like wrote a book together that told the story of two best friends who went to separate colleges but keep in touch via text message. So you read their text messages, and that's how you're told the story.
Ooh.
And I can't remember the name of the book. I just remember it's written by Gaby and Alyson from BuzzFeed.
Guys, if you actually find the name of the book, please post it on the like Bookish Babbles Instagram.
I know, like message me, put it in the comments somewhere, or I'll just have to manually scroll through my Goodreads, going back like 4 years probably.
I mean, another one is I think it would be Pedro Páramo by Juan Rulfo.
Yeah.
Which is it's not exactly a story within a story. It's because okay, fun fact. Okay, guys, this is like what the book is about. Juan Preciado, which is the narrator, pretty much comes to the like what the story is about is Juan Preciado comes to the town of Comala in search of his father Pedro Paramo, because it's something that he had promised his mother he would do to find his father after the mom died. It was like on her deathbed. I was like, I will find my father. So he goes. And then he finds the town completely abandoned. And then kind of like this like narrative complexity kind of like opens up, and it's like different characters inside of the town. But when he found the town, it was completely like there was no one in the town. It was completely abandoned. So you never know whether the narrator has died or did he even reach the town.
Mm, interesting.
Because it's weird. Like people like I've read it, I think 30 plus times. It's a very short book. I've read it 30 plus times, and every single time I read it, it's actually one of let's I think it's my favorite book. Um every single time I read it, I find something different. And I always think like I know when exactly the moment he dies. And every single time it changes because you never know if he okay, what I currently think is that he died before reaching the town, and the entire journey is his journey through the afterlife, I think. But when I first read it, I was like, he never why is there like the town was abandoned, why are there like new people there? So yeah. And then you find out that there's like time changes, and then Juan Preciado, the narrator, changes to Pedro Páramo, his father, but they're never together. So it's like a narration through the son, but the son embodies the father. It's a great book. You should read it. It's very, very short.
Yeah.
Read it. Tell me what you think. Trigger warning, it slightly talks about incest, but I mean everyone with like House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones, it's fine with like
I haven't watched House of the Dragons yet because I'm behind on everything.
you have to.
I know. It's a huge crime.
I mean, it's it's a great show, guys. If it's a great show. So, and today, the day that we are filming this gorgeous chapter, it's another series episode comes out. So,
Yay.
hey guys.
Oh, by the way, I remembered the title of that book that I mentioned that sold all through text messages. It's called I Hate Everyone But You.
Ooh.
And also, it just occurred to me that I'm recommending you a book where the authors are Gaby and Alyson.
I mean,
Anyway, what's the next question?
ooh, yes. The next question. Nights are getting darker. Name a dark and creepy read.
I said Mexican Gothic because what the fuck? Crazy shit happens in that book. And it was very dark and very creepy. And I can't remember the author's name. And I don't have it because I got it from the library last year.
Ooh, I do have a whole list of this type of books.
You tell. Don't you love it when you're sitting down having a drink, you're like, it didn't hit me hard, then as soon as you stand up, it's like, oh, yes it did. Okay,
So the
okay,
the book is called We Were Never Here by Andrea Bartz.
mm-hmm.
And pretty much it talks about Emily and Kirsten, that they are adventurous travelers, but they find out that men always end up being dead in their path.
Oh,
Yeah. So pretty much I mean, it's a great book. Also, there is, I mean, if you like very very scary movies, it's Ring by Koji Suzuki, which is set in Japan. It's a great book. I had to put it in the freezer for like at least a couple weeks because I couldn't just mm-mm.
no.
And I mean, there's also Pretty Life Wife. Oh, sorry, Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a murder mystery. Like it's a murder mystery and thriller. And I mean, if you enjoy true crime podcasts and like feminist revenge and like highly dysfunctional families, you will really, really like it. I mean, I think it was published in 2020.
Okay.
Great book. Ooh, and The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce.
Oh, oh, I also did just get a book about the covering like the Lizzie Borden case.
Ooh,
I
yes.
can't remember what it's called, but there's that, and the musical's also great and creepy, and it's awesome.
I mean, ooh, the one that's like The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce, it talks about, okay, they get trapped in they get trapped by an avalanche in a historic sanatorium
Mm-hmm.
that was turned into a hotel, and there's a serial killer in the loose.
Ooh.
So to me, it was really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I saw like the avalanche, and I was like, new fear unlocked.
Yeah.
Trapped by avalanches.
I saw this theory someone had on like TikTok or Reddit, I don't know, but it's like, what if our like phobias of things are how we died in a past life?
Oh
So like,
no.
I know. So like, if you have a fear of heights, it's because you like fell off a cliff or something.
No. Okay, that would be very funny. I'm scared of ducks. I'm scared of cows. I mean, in my defense, dogs don't blink.
Yeah.
They don't. And they chase you.
Yeah.
And like cows, they look at you, they're always chewing. Why are they always chewing? I mean, I know why they're always chewing, but at the same time, it's just like there's something about cows. I love cows when I see them from afar. I see one in person and coming at me. I can't. Mm-mm.
I have a friend who lives on a farm. He has a couple cows.
I would love to see pictures of cows, and I would love to see them from afar. But please don't make one like walk towards me because I will probably faint. So please don't.
Okay. I won't force you to come in close contact with any cows. I promise.
I mean, and they look so cute. And have you seen the long-haired cows?
I haven't.
Please, like, listener, Google long-haired cows.
Mm. Okay, I got a new phone, and like the search bar when you go on Safari on my phone now is at the bottom instead of the top, and I can't get used to it.
But ooh, new phone.
Yes, I got the 14 Pro.
Ooh.
Ah, fancy. I got a good deal from Verizon. Okay, yeah, they are cute.
They're extremely cute. Look at this.
Oh, it's a baby one.
They're so cute. But I know for a fact that if I see one in real life, I will faint.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you when I went to Ireland, one of our stops was we went to a traditional sheep farm. So we saw a demonstration of one of their dogs, like rounding up the sheep and getting them inside.
No.
And thank goodness my mom was videotaping the demonstration because while that was happening, the two sheepdog who were not working, I was playing with them.
Ah.
And because like one of them had a toy and I kept throwing it and they kept wanting to pay attention to me, and then I made friends with the cat that was just wandering around. So
That sounds so cute and so good.
yeah, it was a great time. But anyway,
I'm personally scared of goats because they scream
yeah.
and they sound oddly like children, and I have a 1-year-old nephew. So I
did
really
once
want to
witness
bring
a goat giving birth to triplets. That was interesting.
No, I want to bring a goat near my nephew, so when my nephew starts crying, the goat sounds exactly the same and see what my nephew does. So the next tag is okay.
Days are
Oh, you
getting.
didn't tell me. You wait, did you say about your creepy read? Yes, you
Yeah, it
did.
said Mexican Gothic.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
The next day tag is
The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold, rainy day. Kind of like today. It was very cold and windy and gray, just we were missing rain today.
Not heartwarming read?
You have a hard time with this?
I know, I'm a dark and twisty person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, do fairy tales count?
Yes. We're going to count it.
Thank you. Okay. The one fairy tale that always brings joy to my heart is in Spanish is Las 12 Princesas Danzarinas, which is the 12 like dancing princesses.
Yeah.
I love it.
There
was a Barbie movie.
I'm a personal big fan of the Barbie movie.
I know there's a Barbie movie.
Yep.
Whenever I feel sad, I just read that book. Like, it's not a book. I read that story and I go to bed.
Don't mind my brother's loud footsteps in the background.
So yeah, that's mine. I know it's not a big thing, but what's yours?
I said Soppy by Philippa Rice. It is this little graphic novel. It is so cute. There's no like story or plot. It's basically just this collection of moments between a couple that like has moved in together for the first time. And I know Philippa based it off of when her and her boyfriend at the time, I don't know if they're still together, but when they like first moved in together. Bless you. And it's just all these like cute, adorable moments. And you know, it's a really nice pick me up book that'll make you go, aw, so many times. Like just cute little moments like, you know, him bringing her a cup of tea when she's working, that type of thing.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna like look it up because this tag really made me question my reading selection because it's like it's like horror, thriller, serial killers, fantastic books, hit making, like what makes a hit, like those kind of books.
Yeah.
And then Zen and the Arch of like in the Art of Archery. And then there's like the typical like, okay, fine, I have the Twilight Saga and I have like all those books there.
Listen. It's a good time.
And I mean, a book that always makes me happy is Emma.
True. Jane Austen, that counts.
I mean, yes, but it's not a short story.
Yeah, it's not a short book at all. In fact, isn't Emma her longest book? It's either that or Mansfield Park.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I think Emma wins it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And why. But yes, Soppy is fantastic. I'm trying to think, what else have I read that's heartwarming? Because I've been reading a lot of emotionally heavy books lately.
Me too.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull up the Goodreads. This is why I have Goodreads on my phone, guys, because anytime people ask me, like when I started my new job, my coworkers, you know, were chatting with me, trying to get to know me, and they were like, oh, what books have you read recently? And instantly my brain just went blank. I'm like, what have I read?
It's like, what's like not dark and twisty and will like pretty much make you cry?
Have I read that's acceptable? Oh, wait, I read The Charm Offensive recently. That was a really good, like, you know, rom-com-y book. And you know what else is surprisingly heartwarming, despite the concept? This manga series called Spy Family.
Really?
Yeah, it is like one of the best like examples of a found family trope because the main character is a spy, obviously, and for one of his missions, he needs to get close to some important political figure. So how does he have to do it? By having a fake family with a fake child who has to go to this prestigious like school. So no, my internet connection unstable. Great. But anyway, and so he has to adopt a fake daughter and then has a fake wife, but what he doesn't know is that his fake wife is also a secret assassin. And she doesn't know that her new fake husband is a spy, and she took on this fake husband for her own reasons. But she doesn't know he's a spy. He doesn't know she's an assassin. And their adopted fake daughter, Anya, is a telepath. And neither of them know she's a telepath, but she knows about their secret lives, obviously. And yet it is somehow one of the most heartwarming things I've ever read, and I've laughed out loud multiple times reading it. And I want to watch the anime, but okay, I know this will piss some people in the anime fandom off, but I need to watch the dubbed version. And it's a hard, and I'm having a hard time finding the dubbed version. The sub version is on Hulu, but I don't know, because there's nothing wrong with sub. It's just that and it's not that I can't read the subtitles. I can, obviously, but then I'm so focused on reading the subtitles, I can't take in what's going on the rest of the screen. So
Yeah.
that's just my mini rant. And then there's me when I'm watching like Netflix, because like when I was rewatching Stranger Things, I had to have both the subtitles. I had to have the subtitles on anyway, because I don't know, but it's different because the subtitles match the language I speak. I don't speak Japanese despite my heritage, but that's another story. Yeah.
Another book, I think, I mean, it's not exactly short, but it's called Lily and the Octopus,
Okay.
which pretty much is like, it's the perfect book to whoever owns a dog and loves a dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like the book is like the novel is extremely charming. Did I cry? Yes, I cry. So it was like heartwarming, and I was like, "What's heartwarming?" It's like, oh, it's like you didn't
Oh,
cry. And I was like,
Heartstopper. That's another heartwarming one. How did we not think of it?
oh, right, yes.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
No. It's like Lily and the Octopus. The octopus is the dog. So
Yeah.
moving forward, which it's by Stephen Rowley.
Nice. Oh, by the way, at some point in Spy Family, they also get a dog. So, but anyway, what's the next question? Fall returns every year. Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon.
Emma, I'm kidding. Sorry. What's yours?
Sorcery of Thorns, which I've already started to because I started listening to the audiobook.
Yes.
It's another favorite I need to reread. I don't know, maybe Radio Silence. Or no, wait, I've read Loveless. That's like my second favorite Alice Oseman book, not counting Heartstopper. But I haven't reread Loveless since it first came out in 2020 because I know it just came out in the U.S. this year, but I read it back in 2020 because I used the magic of Book Depository to get a UK copy because I'm like, Alice Oseman has a new book. Doesn't matter if it's in another country. I'm getting a copy.
I mean, that is a
Alice
combination.
before she was cool.
I know, and that makes you a true Heart fan.
Yep. And the only other book that hadn't been published in the US yet, I Was Born for This, is finally coming out in the US next month. And that's another one I need to reread because I read it because it first came out back when I was in college. I read it and I remember really liking it, but I haven't read it since. So you know what? I just need to reread all of Alice Oseman's books again. It'll eventually be covered on this podcast, guys, in 20 years. Because I have a lot of series and books that I love.
I mean, as you are an avid reader, so of course you do.
Of course. Sorcery of Thorns will probably be covered at some point too.
Like mine is Emma. I'm sorry. Yes. Do I sound like very boring? Yes, I am. It's a great book. And Emma is a great leading lady. Is she sort of like, is she a mean girl? Maybe. But I don't know. I really like the book. Do I want to kill her sometimes? Yes, you do. I mean, if you're not slightly annoyed at your leading lady, is she even your leading lady?
Yeah. Like I love Tessa in the Infernal Devices, but she also has her moments.
Exactly. It's like the final girl in any like scary like horror movie. Like you need that final girl to or you need the annoying best friend to go into the haunted house or be seen by the serial killer or to bring out the Ouija board for the story to happen. It's like you need it. It's like you have to hate them slightly.
Luckily for me, I will never be that person because I am terrified of Ouija boards.
Me too.
Yep, so
Ooh,
I'm not the
another
one going to
one.
be causing this chaos.
Another one, Little Women.
Yes.
It's a great book. I cry.
Yep, every time.
Yeah.
I cry
So,
every time watching the movie because it's us, Gabby. We have to bring up 2019 Little Women movie at some point.
I mean, yes, we do.
Yep.
We do, guys, we
Speaking of
do.
which, I need to go see Don't Worry, Darling because Florence Pugh, obviously.
Ooh, there is a lot of scandal around that
I've
movie.
heard, but Florence Pugh.
I mean, Florence Pugh.
Yep, and Chris Pine.
Yes.
Yep.
He's one of like the under. I think he's like highly underrated. Was like, no, he is a great actor.
Yep. I think he was like officially on my radar when I saw him in Into the Woods because he was so perfect in that role.
Wasn't he?
Yep. I can watch him and what's his name? Bill, I think, who played Rapunzel's prince. I can watch them do agony over and over again. And I think it is a crime against humanity that they didn't get a chance to do the reprise.
It is a crime. Also, and Don't Worry, Darling, Gemma Chan.
Yes, I forgot she was in that.
She is. I mean, I know that everyone's like, oh, the Marvel cinema. No, 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 no. Crazy Rich Asians. Her as Astrid. She is. I'm sorry. She is a goddess.
I mean, she's a good chunk of the reason. Her and what's her name, Lauren, who plays Makari. Like her and Makari are good portion of the reason I love the Eternals movie so much.
Exactly. So it was like,
Yep.
there's like great actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
So despite all the scandal and all the ooh, like the tea from that movie,
I know.
when it like finally comes out, it's gonna be interesting, guys.
Yep.
It's like literally the type of tea that is like bring out your mug, get popcorn, get cookies, because the tea is hot. It's piping hot and it's gonna get spilled.
Yep. Also, while we were thinking about Little Women and we are talking about Barbie earlier, I'm so excited for the Greta Gerwig Barbie starring Margot Robbie movie coming out next summer. And Saoirse Ronan's playing a supporting role in it too.
I mean, yes. I mean,
I guess Saoirse Ronan has to be in every Greta Gerwig project, and I am not complaining.
and also Barbie's such a big part of like girls' lives in the last at least 3 decades or four.
Because what was it, like
Okay.
the 50s when Barbie first became a thing?
I think so through Mattel, and like it is. I mean, it's like be what you want to be, Barbie girl. So it's. I mean, it has a great message, despite all the things around, like how thin she is or blah blah blah. However,
We've made progress in the recent years with Barbie in terms of that. And
yeah, but like Barbie, I remember that she had like 1,000 different professions. Like she was a doctor and a vet and a this.
yep. And not to mention all the Barbie movies that were made, like 12 Dancing Princesses.
I mean, I still okay. Whenever I'm very very sad, I just put the princess and the pauper, and I just like
Yep. I
sing like
still,
it's a sing along. I'm
yep.
just like you. You're just like
It's something anyone
anyone can see.
a good time. And then I love the ballad Erica sings to her cat Wolfie. It's the best.
Aw, that is.
Hmm.
However, I just watched the first half over, and I mean every also like the one Barbie movie that has a special part like piece of my heart is I know everyone thinks that it's the most boring one, but it's the Swan Lake.
I adore Swan Lake.
Right? Everybody hates it. I'm just like, why?
Really? I thought it was like one of the most beloved ones. I mean, it's not like in my top like 5, but I still love it.
I mean, because I heard that a lot of people hated it, and I'm just like, why?
Also, I think it's the most aesthetically pleasing. Okay, that one and Magic of Pegasus, I think, are the two most aesthetically pleasing Barbie movies.
and they have a very strong comedic timing, especially with the villains.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And I also, my other like favorite Barbie musical is Diamond Castle. I feel protected. I may or may not have taught myself how to play the Two Voices One Song on the guitar, but
I didn't watch that one. I have to.
it's a good one. And also, shout out to my second favorite Barbie movie, Rapunzel. It's like very close behind Princess and the Pauper.
Yes, though I always found the dragon highly irritating.
I love Penelope.
I hated her. I was like, "Will you shut up?" I was like, yeah, I was very sassy growing up. So whenever Penelope would like voice her concerns or her insecurities, I would just roll my eyes and my mom was like, um
I still want Rapunzel's like purple dress in that movie.
true. And
Yeah,
how they cut her hair, they did my girl dirty.
I know. It's okay. It grows back in the end, so she's fine.
But they did her dirty.
Did her dirty.
I was like literally it felt like it looked like taffy being like cut.
Yeah.
Like the hair didn't move and it's like it was like
Listen,
dough.
they didn't have the Disney level budget like they do in Tangled, so
I mean, true.
I mean, all I'm saying though is Tangled definitely copied Barbie in some ways. I adore both movies, to be clear, but you know, Rapunzel's main color purple in both instances, and she's an artist.
True. However, I found it's weird. I expected the villain in Disney to have a sidekick the same way that the villain did in the like Barbie movie, and she
Yeah,
didn't. And I was like, no, like no evil sidekick.
what you will say.
Because a lot of like every single villain has a sidekick.
Well, okay, Gothel in Tangled, she did kind of get a sidekick with the two
Who?
like twins temporarily.
They don't count. They were mercenaries.
Yeah, she kind of got them on her side for a bit, but yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Because Ursula has a sidekick, Jafar has a sidekick, Scar has a sidekick, Maleficent has a sidekick.
Mhm.
Well, technically, the beautiful queen, the evil queen, has a sidekick. I mean, the henchman, yeah, the yeah.
Husband, he not loyal to her.
Yeah, no, but she sort of has. I mean, she has magic, but
Yeah.
eh.
She temporarily talks to a raven at some point when she's,
Yes,
taking the potion to make herself old.
true. Ooh, um, in The Hunch of Notre Dame, Frollo doesn't have a sidekick.
True.
I mean, the Hunchback was a sidekick,
I
sort
know.
of, not really.
Sidekick slash prisoner, tomato tomato.
Slash leading man.
Hmm.
So yeah. Damn, yeah. You're right.
Hmm.
Hmm. But I do enjoy a good villain sidekick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know it's not Disney, but I really love from Anastasia Rasputin, Bartok.
Yes, the bat.
Yes, he was the best
Mhm.
character. Okay.
Oh, I need to show you sometime, but I legit found a dress one time in like among like Halloween costumes at Savers. That's just like a random like pretty dress that they just put with the costumes one time. I got it for $7. I'm not kidding. It looks exactly like the blue dress Anastasia wears on the boat in the movie.
That is so cute. Oh, no, oh, wait. Okay, on the boat. You got. I was expecting the blue dress she wears to the opera, and I was like, oh,
No, it's the blue one on the boat in the movie, but
the dress that she wears to the opera.
mhm.
That dress, God. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh,
Yep.
ooh, ooh.
In both the movie and the musical.
I know. It's like, I want the dress. My dress, I wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see that shot in like in the musical when she like walks in and like Dimitri's like tying his shoelace and he looks up.
I love it more in the movie that he's just like arranging something. He's giving his code, and then he looks up the stairway, and there she is, and she's like, "What? What are you looking at me?" I was like, Yes. Great. Yes. Yes. So
Anyway, what
the
question are we
next
on?
tag is fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories.
Oh yeah, blankets and pillows. It's a basic thing. Sometimes a cup of tea, but that's really it for me.
Oh, I have a little ritual. Literal. What? Ritual.
Tell me
English.
more.
Okay. Yes. So, okay. I have to put on my PJs. Okay, if it's a long read, okay. Put on my like cozy PJs, fussy socks, especially because it's fall. So fuzzy socks, you know the socks that are like fuzzy
Yes,
that you usually get in, yeah, those ones.
we love good fuzzy socks.
A good blanket that covers my feet and goes up to like sort of like my shoulders. Or okay, my dad bought me the blanket that has sleeves, so that one. That so I don't get cold.
Hmm.
And then I make a gorgeous cup of like tea, but mine has like peach, it's like a peach tea
Hmm.
with a little bit of milk and Splenda.
Nice.
It's piping hot. And I have like in a little because I'm usually in the couch, so I put like a little table just right next to it so I can drink it.
Hmm.
And I have to have good light because yeah, I don't wear glasses, but I think I should wear glasses, but I just don't. But that's beside the point.
Yeah.
But
Listen, I am
and
very close to being blind without my glasses or contacts, so
and I need a good bookmarker and probably like a snack, depending on what like my mood for the day. But I need a snack
okay.
and my hair in a bun.
Yeah, I do need my hair like pulled back most of the time when I'm reading because yeah, I got a lot of hair, guys. If you've seen
She
my TikToks, then you know that.
she has great hair, so don't say it's a lot, but it's great hair.
Thank you. It looks very pretty for I can do lots of cool things with it for special occasions, but sometimes in everyday life it can occasionally be a pain. Like I can't.
No, it's not a pain, it's a blessing. Go and hug your parents right now and thank them for your great genes.
Well, funny. I should probably thank my aunt because she and I have like different color hair, but we have like the same texture hair, and I take a
Go
lot after her. It's kind of funny.
go and hug her and hug your parents for giving you such good genes.
Thank
So, great hair is great hair, guys.
Yeah. Eh? We-
So,
My aunt jokes that I'm the white version of her.
but like really, okay, so okay, talking about um book separators, what's it
Bookmark.
called? In Spanish is separador de libros, which is like bookmark, yes, bookmarker. Talking about bookmarkers, what to you, what makes a great bookmarker?
Um.
Okay, first of all, are you like a tough or like a bendy bookmarker?
Thing is, I don't use bookmarks that often. I'm a chaotic person who just remembers what page I was on.
You don't even like bend the
No,
corners. You remember?
I remember.
Dear listeners, this is like news. She doesn't use a bookmark. Is that even possible? I mean, okay, dear listeners, like the owner of this podcast is a superhuman that remembers what
I
page.
can't remember what I had for dinner last night, but I remember where I am in the books I'm reading.
You make no sense.
I know. Listen, you know what else doesn't make sense about me? I did ballet for 10 years. 2 of those years were spent on point. I somehow did it mildly successfully, yet I trip on flat surfaces.
Oh God. I mean, I do that too, and I also took ballet, but still.
Mm-hmm. I did point. I spent 2 years on point. I still
But
have
I
to
mean,
do somewhere, probably. I don't dare try it though, because it's been a while and I need to build up all the ankle strength again.
I mean, yep. Point. Okay, point is a different kind of like. It's a different. It's a different. Okay, point is a different world. However, you don't need bookmarkers. Okay, so whoever's listening that likes bookmarkers, please just post on Instagram, on Bookish Babel's Instagram. Um, what are your like things that you like in a bookmarker? So I don't feel alone, because right now I
I
feel like
do have bookmarks and I sometimes use them. I just, for the most part, don't.
what makes a bookmark that you like?
So one of my other favorite podcasts that I love to listen to, Books Unbound. Everyone go listen to that one. Shout out to Ariel and Raylene. Their podcast was one of my inspirations to start a podcast of my own as well. But anyway, so they have their merch on their website, and of course, I have bought some of their merch. One of them was a bookmark subscription they did this year because they hired like independent artists to make the designs for these bookmarks, and they are gorgeous. And I have them, and I keep them in a special place on my bookshelf. But my favorite is the ones by Brenna Thumler, who was the illustrator and the writer of one of my favorite graphic novels, Sheets. So I just love having a bookmark with her art on it.
That's so nice though.
Mhm.
See, you do have like bookmarkers.
See, I have them. I just don't often utilize them. And then every time I go to Barnes and Noble, they give me like a bookmark, and I'm like, oh, this is useless. Yep.
So, okay, my favorite bookmarks. Okay, because I lose them all. Like paper bookmarks, I lose them a lot.
Mhm,
A lot, a lot. Unless they have like a ribbon tied to them, I lose them.
mhm.
I lose them. So I started liking, like loving, um, steel bookmarks.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. So mine slightly look like
I do.
almost.
I do have one of those kinds of bookmarks with a quote from An Ember in the Ashes. Ooh, yeah, those are pretty.
So they're okay, they slightly look like letter openers, slightly, but they're the shape of a bookmark, but they are slightly heavy. So I notice when a book has one. And my mom, one of her friends, makes those, and she's like, she every single like birthday slash Thanksgiving slash Christmas, your name day, she always gives you oh, she gives my family like bookmarks.
Hmm.
So I have a tons of them. And I never lose those. Don't ask me why, but I don't.
Impressive.
And I know it's because they're heavy. I don't know. There's something about them. It's like I cannot lose them. So whenever I grab a book and it has a heavy bookmark, it's like, I'm reading it. So, and also, I don't know, I like them. Or, okay, if I have a paper bookmarker, bookmarker,
Mhm.
bookmarker.
Yeah,
Which one? Bookmark or
bookmark.
bookmarker? Yes. They have to do, okay, they have to have a little tail or like ribbon tied to it or something.
Hmm.
Because I will lose it. And you will see me like wiggling the book out, and then the bookmarker is gonna fall out
Yeah.
because I don't know where I left it. And then I will lose the page, and then it will take me like 3 hours to get back to where I was. I was like, no, I read this. Did I? No, I didn't. And it's the worst for spoilers because that has happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, guys,
Okay, that's the last question.
it is.
We did
So
it! Yay!
we did it. So we have a last question for the audience. So guys, please share with us on Instagram whether you like bookmarkers, what is your favorite routine to read for long reads, what is your opinion on whether you like soft or hard covers on books.
You know what? I'll make a
And
poll. I'll make a poll about the bookmarks on for this podcast because if you're listening on Spotify, you can look at you'll be able to see the polls and then also make one on the Instagram stories as well. But yes, like
Yeah.
bookmarks, yay or nay type of thing.
Yay or nay?
Or do you or are you one of the crazy people who dog ears?
Or if you are one of the people that bend the corners of the page you were on.
Sorry, that's what dog earing means.
Oh,
it's okay.
It's like, I speak Spanish. I get lost in translation. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Listen, it took me a while to when I was, like 13 and getting into the book world to understand what dog earing meant too. So it's perfectly okay.
Fine, it actually makes sense. It makes sense, that earring. Yeah, okay, guys, sorry, English. So,
yeah, but also PSA, I don't care if you dog ear your own books, everyone. That is your book. You do with it, you dog ear or not, if as you will. But
a borrowed book,
love of God, do not do it if you're borrowing it. Don't do it to a library book. Don't do it to a friend's book that you're borrowing. No. I have very strict rules when people borrow books from me.
It's because it's not yours. So it's like, yeah, no, that's a big no. But another question is like, hard or soft like book covers?
Ooh, that depends.
Mm-hmm.
Like on the one hand, like the hardcovers are very pretty, like this one. But paperbacks generally are more comfortable to read unless they're like the stiff paperbacks. Then or like the paperbacks that are like feel really heavy for whatever reason. If it's like a light, more floppy paperback, then it's perfect. I love it. Like all the paperbacks that are on those tables at Barnes and Noble and that are like buy one get one half off. Those are the paperbacks I love.
I mean, personally, I really like hard book covers because I have an older sister, so guys, we fight a lot. So they're a great weapon to use against or like to protect yourself from your sister or anything. And they are great because they're heavier, so they are great. In Spanish is pisapapeles. In English, it's when you have like a ton of like separate sheets of paper and you want them to keep them in a single place, so you put something over it that's heavy.
Yeah.
They serve great for that.
Yeah, hardcovers are definitely, more durable too. Like, and I'm the type of person who, when I'm reading a hardcover, I take off the dust jacket. So, it's safe to protect the dust jacket. And then, if I put the hardcover in a bag, I'm not worried about it getting damaged. And, if you're moving and you have to pack up your books, hardcovers are great to protect your paperbacks.
True. And also, they survive against dogs better.
Yeah.
Guys, like we have dogs, and sometimes your dog just decides that your books are their new toy.
Oh boy. Yeah, thankfully, I've managed to protect my books from Ray during her puppy days.
I didn't.
Oh no. Yeah.
So we did it!
We're at the end. Okay. Outro. I still feel tipsy from the cider, guys. I need to go eat something after this. Don't worry though. I got my water. I have a lot of water though. So.
Or it could be a cool fall question for our gorgeous listeners and our gorgeous readers. What is your favorite fall drink?
Ooh, yeah, that'll be a question. I'll make that a poll. I'll just make it a question for what's it called? Spotify.
Yes.
Spotify, that's what it's called. Sorry. I use an app at work called Spotio, so now my brain's confused.
I mean, it's like Spotio, I would die. Just
I use Spotio at work because it's like a Google Maps type thing, so I can look at houses and be like, oh, this one might get enough sunlight for this program. And then Spotify is, music obviously, but I use Apple Music more than I use Spotify, so it's like, brain. I've probably made plugs like recently, like, because last week at one point it was like International Podcast Day, so I decided to make a very low-key plug on TikTok where I was like, go listen to my podcast, guys, because it's International Podcast Day. And when I was like giving the quick, like, you can buy it on Google, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, I may have accidentally said Spotio instead of Spotify. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Why do they always make a lot of like different apps similar sounding?
Don't know. And by the way, in spirit of it being International Podcast Day last week, because so I can get better promoting myself. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, leave a review or a rating. I don't care, as long as it's a good one. You could literally leave the words "good job" as a rating, and it'll make me happy because it'll put this on more people's radar, and we can have more awesome people be part of this.
Please do.
Yep. And if you listen, and if you're the person who's on YouTube, obviously, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. You know how YouTube works.
Yes, you do. And also, people who love our gorgeous listeners, happy fall! Happy start of fall!
Yep, and happy early Halloween. I do have more fall and Halloween related bonus content coming soon, which is good because it requires less prep work when I have guests on, because it's a lot of prep work when I'm doing it by myself on regular episodes. And like I said, I have a full-time job now, so whoops.
Whoops. Yeah.
I'm still putting out an episode every Tuesday. It just may not always be, our read-along official episodes, but we're still reading Catching Fire. We're very close to the end. I'm prepping my notes for it. We're on like this will be like the second to last section of chapters. Then we'll finish the book, and then we'll do our book wrap-up episode, and then we're gonna talk about the movie. And I want to get the gang back together for that again, because that was so much fun.
Yes, it was.
That was a great time. Those episodes are just pure chaos, and I love it. And I love it because I do very little prep work for it. I just watch the movie again and then start a Zoom call, and I'm like, hey guys, what's up?
Yes. So thank you. Like, Allie, thank you for having me on this gorgeous podcast again. I'm so happy. Every single time that you invite me is literally like Christmas Day.
Yeah, no, I love having you because, bad weather and this work. Sometimes I was just feeling like a little down and stressed this week, and then I'm like, and then I woke up today and I was like, I'm talking to Gaby today, and that made my day better. And I also spending time with Bubba was fun today too. I won $300 gambling, by the way.
Okay, we need to go gambling together. You're gonna be my lucky paw.
Listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I only play the slot machines. I just press buttons and hope something happens, and clearly something happened.
Beginner's luck. But yes, you make me happy. Thank you for coming in. Like, thank you for letting me come to this like podcast, and thank you for coming into my life and coming with such good like book reviews and like book suggestions. Because literally sometimes, I think that I speak for a lot of our listeners. Sometimes with reading a new book or trying to find new books, it can be challenging because there's so many options that you don't know what to look, or especially the commitment of buying a book you might not like. Yeah.
And just a reminder, because I feel like sometimes Book Talk forgets to remind us, use your libraries when you can, because they're very helpful. And they don't make you spend money.
True. Yeah. Books, people go like, oh, like books, really? And it's like, yeah, and you spend a lot of money in books.
Yes, I do. In fact, it's scary to think, like, if I somehow like got back all the money I've spent on books over the years,
you would be rich.
I could probably buy a house, even in this economy.
Literally, it's like a lot of people would be rich. However, it's an art form that we highly love, and it's great. And I don't know, it allows us to travel and see new worlds without having to move.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
Thank you so much for having me here. Sending you the
Okay.
biggest hug.
Okay. All my socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube channel, all in the show notes. Gabby's Instagram and YouTube channel will also be in the show notes as well because
Woohoo!
this gal has a fantastic singing voice, so you should all listen to her sing.
I like it in opposite what it sounds in this podcast. Yes, guys, I do sing.
Yes. And I just for funsies, I'll link the trailer for season 2 of Shadow and Bone and the Percy Jackson trailer again, just so y'all have an excuse to watch it again because, you know, I've watched them multiple times already.
Exactly. And they are great series based on books.
Yep.
So
And
great.
Alyson in editing, don't forget to make the polls we talked about because I know you'll forget.
So it's like our dear listener, like our dearest listeners. The witching hour is upon us. The moon is high in the sky. The leaves are turning orange, and now it's time to fall to like now. And now is the time for fall to start.
Yay. Okay. What's my outro? Oh, I
We
hope.
can no, we can just erase that. Just cut that. I am so cringy. Just erase that. Please do cut it.
Okay. Thank you again, everyone. I hope y'all have a great day/night, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye. And it's pumpkin spice latte time.
Woo!